Good morning, everybody. How is everyone doing this morning? Hello. Is everyone ready to do some foiling? Let's see if my chat is not moving. Hello, everybody. I love seeing where everybody is from. If this is your first time in a live, definitely drop me a thumbs up or a 1 in the chat. Good morning. Hello. Let's see. Oh, good. Jessie said she just got her Glimmer Wednesday, so she's excited to learn. Good morning, Brandon. Hello, everybody. Foiling, yes. So I'm not exactly sure that we'll actually finish a complete card today. It's going to be more of an overview, an idea of how to do some foiling, especially with the new Pinkfresh Studio solid plate, which kind of gives you more, it lets you not have so much waste with your foil. So that's kind of my plan today, is to just kind of walk you through several things that you can do. If there's something specific that you want to know, please let me know in the chat. And I'll do my best to try to cover that in the time that we have this morning. I love seeing all the familiar faces. Hello, everybody. For anyone joining and doing the replay after the fact, thank you. We love our replay crafty crew. I guess I should probably get my Glimmer going. I meant to turn it on a minute ago, but I was fiddling with other settings. Hello. We got someone from the Netherlands. Oh, good. Cindy, I hope I answer your questions for foiling. You'll have to let me know. Hello, everybody. Tina says she has a foiling machine but hasn't tried it yet. I will tell you the only foiling machine I have is the Glimmer. So I have the Spellbinders Glimmer hot foil machine. If you have a different machine, I have not used that one, and I can't help you other than I think the steps are pretty similar. I have watched some videos, but I'm not exactly sure. But I do have the Glimmer. I've had it since they were released, and it took me a little bit to decide if I liked it or not, but I definitely do. Oh, it looks like several of you are having some nice fall weather. We are having some nice fall weather here just in the last couple days, thank goodness. Took my little dog for a walk this morning. So I see Brandon said he got the solid plate. I'm gonna see, did anybody else get the solid plate from Pinkfresh Studio from their latest release? It is really, really ingenious. I absolutely love it, just because it is going to extend all of that excess foil. And for me, I was able to create a bunch of stuff. I'm gonna flip the camera here. Okay, just make sure we're not losing sound, because I know we had that issue last time. Let's see. Emma says she's used it once and it didn't work, so she's excited to try. Hello. Mariana says that she made a live and it's hard because she's in Germany. Welcome. Laura says, if we see you create a card, are you okay if we recreate the card, or would you prefer me to change a few things to make it an original? You absolutely can copy a card. Anyone, and that's for pretty much anyone, I would say. You just need to give credit if you're posting it on social media or something to that effect, and just let them know that it isn't an original. Let's see. Leanna says she has the Gemini foil press and it broke. Oh no! Oh shoot. I hate when that happens. My Spellbinders Platinum die cutting machine last weekend did something crazy, and it made a horrible cracking noise. It's cracked, and I use and abuse it, so I really figure that it's probably me, and so I bought a new one. Missy creates. Can you repeat what paper is good for foiling? Yes. Okay. New to me. I've been using it for about a week or so now. This, and you're not going to be able to see on camera, I have it linked in the description. Hammer Mill Press. It is the best paper for foiling. I didn't believe Pinkfresh, well, I shouldn't say I didn't believe them. I thought, could it really make that big of a difference? And you guys, it makes a huge difference. Foiling on this paper is so much different. Now, I think the results are better. It won't stop me from using colored cardstock to foil, but yeah, it is so good. Okay. Let's see. Yep. Okay. I hope I've answered the paper question. Yes. Oh, good. Kelly says she ordered the solid plate, the alphabet, and the garden rose. All so good. Thank you, Paula, for the nice compliments on Stamptember. I actually took a day off in the middle of the week this week, Wednesday. It was fantastic. I did nothing. So it was wonderful. Hi, Karen. Love seeing you here. Karen, are you going to jump on the foiling bandwagon? Have we got you convinced? Let's see. All right. I'm still kind of waiting for my machine to heat up. Let me see. Cindy, I don't know why this paper. I believe, in fact, I can't. Honestly, Lori Craig bought it and we split the ream. I would have to check with her. This is the paper Pinkfresh Studio recommends. If you've seen any of their lives, any of their YouTube videos on foiling, they're going to recommend this paper. I am not exactly sure what it is, other than the fact it is super smooth. So kind of like, you know how I recommend Bristol for Zig markers because it's just smooth and blendable. Hammer Mill is really smooth. It doesn't have much tooth to it, meaning it's not rough. Really smooth. And so for whatever reason, the foiling results are amazing. Yeah, you guys, I don't know what the weight is. I will have to check after the live. I can't really do that when my streaming software is up. I'm sorry. I see that you guys are asking for links. I will make a little note to myself and I will do that. Yes, Susie, thank you. She said that it is 110 pound. That's what I thought. I just didn't want to misspeak. It's just not as thick as Nina, which it doesn't feel as thick. It's just super smooth. Karen says she's still on the fence. And I do a good job foiling for her. This is true. When we were together a few weeks ago, I foiled Karen's things. Let's see. I don't know where all you can get Hammer Mill. I have linked to it at Simon. I know it's available at Amazon. So you might check those. And I have not tried Hammer Mill for anything else. So I have not tried it for inks or coloring. I've only used it for foiling. I've only had it for about a week, so I cannot say how it works for any of those other things yet. Okay, my machine is heated up. If you have a Spellbinders Glimmer hot foil system, you will know that it has this platform. Mine had, like I said, I've had it a long time. It's a little abused. So the platform fits in here like so. You turn it on back here, which mine obviously is already on, and you wait till the power light's on, and when this light is solid, it means it's ready to start foiling. So I figure the thing that everyone wants to see is probably an alphabet. We're going to start with the Ina's alphabet from Pinkfresh Studio. I will show you, I have some examples here, like these are leftovers from my projects from a video earlier this week. So are the gold. So actually this is one piece of foil, the outline, and then this is the solid. I also did black outline, which I didn't die cut those letters yet. I still have those papers somewhere. And that was the solid black foiling, which I also used on some projects I shared. And then this is some red foiling, which I actually did for this sample that I created earlier this week. And what I love, I don't know if you can see that, but this foil has little crimson stars in it. Yeah, there we go. This is one of my favorite foils from Spellbinders. I actually, you can see here, you have to foil the outline first. I just never die cut these. I think they'll be pretty inked up. I just haven't done anything with them yet because I wanted the solid for this because I thought red letters for Christmas would be so pretty. So imagine even using just these little letters on gift tags. How cute would that be to make little gift tags with the recipient's initials? You can kind of use up some of your letters that way, but really, really fun. So we're going to start with our alphabet. Let me move a couple things out of the way. So the alphabet is an investment, but I think you can get so much from this. You get both of these hot foil plates. I'm going to go ahead and put this one down, and we are going to foil in... What should I even foil? I'll do some more red so I have plenty of those letters. Okay, this is the Crimson Stars. I kind of store all my foil in these. I just cut the tops off so that way I always know the name. If the name isn't on here, I usually do a label so I know. But this is what that foil looks like. Isn't it pretty? I love it. Okay, so I like to kind of see here. That looks about good. We're just going to cut a nice big piece. And I'm going to go ahead and pop that back in here. When foiling, your glimmer plate goes down first. Then the pretty side, I know it doesn't seem like that's how it should go, but it is, because this is the side that actually foils. You put the pretty side next to your foil plate. Then we're going to top it with paper. This paper is 8.5 by 11. I've already cut all mine down just for ease of use. I very highly recommend using a bigger piece of paper than the plate. You might be tempted to try to do something smaller. I just always find that this allows a little wiggle room so that I don't, have cut things off as easily. Then your paper goes on top, and then we want to set that timer so it starts to heat up. Now you can put these on now or when you get ready to die cut. So I promised, I know we talked about this in some of my premieres and things. Look at how many times I have accidentally foiled my thin shim. It happens, and I have not ever cleaned it. I just left it as is. It's totally fine. What I use is a thin shim goes on top here. And then you do have your spacer pad, which my spacer pad is also looking rough, but that's okay. It still works. That goes on top. What I find works best is I have a couple of sheets of cardstock here. I've had them in here forever. I'm pretty sure this is just Nina cardstock. I use these as a shim in between my thin shim and my spacer pad. So this is my sandwich. And we're just going to wait till this is heated up, and then we need to run it through a die cutting machine. So while that's heating, and it's already heated up, of course. Let me grab my die cutting machine. I did order the smaller platinum because I don't think this is actually going to fit up here very well. But I don't have it yet, so that'll have to be for the next video. All right, once this is heated up, so the timer says solid, we're going to pull out the whole thing and you just run it through your die cutting machine. Now you don't have to have the Spellbinders Platinum to work with the Glimmer hot foil system. I know the Sizzix works. I know that they have a whole list of the machines that work. I meant to look it up and I actually forgot. I've looked it up a few times, but I don't want to misspeak. Okay, so I run it through nice and slow. Let's just move this really quick. It's so big. I'm looking forward to getting that smaller one for demos. Okay, so we're going to pull off these. I run it through nice, slow, even pressure. And then beautiful outline. So not only do we have that gorgeous like red foil, and it's really subtle. So for this, normally I probably wouldn't use a foil for the letters that has a pattern like this. But because this is such a delicate outline, it's just going to leave a pretty red outline. that I think is going to look really cool. Ink blended with the matching stencils. So this is this piece of paper, but the magic now, let's move the first set. Basically, you get 2 sets of alphabets with this. So we're going to move this guy out of the way, and it's real hot. What happens is, before we were left with this piece of foil, and that's a lot of foil. There is a ton left on here. Yes, you guys, the Glimmer works with the Big Shot. In fact, I've used it with the Big Shot when I've not been here, when I've been at a craft retreat, and it works great. Just add an extra shim if you find you're having trouble. So what we're going to do is we're using that solid plate now. This is the magic. And we're going to put our foil on here and make sure our letters are all on the solid part of that. And then I'm going to grab another sheet of paper and put it on top, and we're going to repeat the process. So we're going to hit the timer and we're going to let that heat up. And while it's heating up, I'll see if I have any questions I have missed, or I'll try to see. Yes, if you have enough pressure with your Big Shot, you don't need to use a shim. I use those paper shims only because probably my Spellbinder's old, and I think that some of those gears and things have probably broken down. I'm getting new machines. They probably will come this week. I'm going to start with not using shims. So try it. If you use a shim and you get tons of overfoil, definitely don't use the shim. Okay, let me see. Lynn says, what machine is this? This is the Spellbinder's Glimmer hot foil system. Yep. If you find that your results with your foil are good without a shim, don't do that. That's only if you're having trouble. And sometimes it depends on paper. Let's see. All right. Because I don't have that much space, this isn't how I usually craft, so my machine usually is back behind me, but I want to show it. All right, we are going to go ahead and remove our platform, take it straight to our die cutting machine, and just nice, slow, even turning. And I really, really recommend not going back and forth. You might be tempted to, especially if you do that when die cutting, but I recommend not doing that with foiling, because I have found that sometimes it shifts and it messes everything up. All right, I'm just going to move this back. So I'm going to show you a little tip I have found when doing these letters. And this actually goes for anything. It's almost anything solid I've foiled. So now we want to peel this up, but go slow, because if it didn't foil great everywhere, which this one might, I'll have an example, I'm sure, later. Yeah, this one looks like it foiled great. You can run it through again. So I just kind of peel it off nice and slow, and that actually looks beautiful. Look at that. Isn't that gorgeous? So much fun. And this is all that's left over. I mean, you could really save that little bit if you wanted to, for if you have a little thin strip. I probably won't. I don't think I have anything that thin. But we have used so much of that foil that normally we would have thrown that whole thing away. So I find it fantastic. So now I'm going to show really quick, before we foil anything else, I'm going to grab the coordinating die just so you can see how amazing this is. You take your die, and I always like to use a little repositionable tape. Let's see. Somebody's asking what foil machines work with an impress. I do not know. If you guys know in the chat, I haven't used an impress. In fact, I know nothing about it. So if you know, I would love for you to answer that. All right. we're just going to grab our cutting platform and whatnot, and I'm going to go ahead and die cut this. And then I'm probably going to move my die cutting machine for the rest of this, so I'm not having to move everything back and forth. Let's see, Sharon wants to know, do you need to use a die cut machine for the foiling to work? Yes. For this, yes you do. For this kind of foiling, you sure do. So here are what the letters look like. And these just pop right out. I don't know. I just am so impressed with this. I absolutely love, love, love this solid plate because I can see doing all kinds of cool things with it. All right, I'm going to just set that over to the side for now. And oops, I lost a letter. Let's keep that. And I'm going to move this. Oh, good. I'm glad you're finding it useful, Donna. Oh, good, Julie. Yes. Just try foiling, and I promise they have made such advancements. When I started foiling a couple years ago, I was so irritated. In fact, I thought I wasn't going to like it at all. But then it's pretty much like coloring for me. The more you do it, the better you get at it. All right, so I wanted to show some other things besides just the alphabet. So this is one of my favorite sets from Pinkfresh. It is not new, although the foil plate is pretty new. Let me grab it. This is the daisy wreath. So you can foil the daisy wreath. Before you could just like stencil it, I don't know. I don't have the stamp. I don't remember if there's a stamp or not. But I have this stencil in the die, which I love because look how great that die cuts this. Well, now they have the foil plate, so it foils, and then I stenciled it. And it's just so, so pretty. And you can do that in any color. Well, I took that other piece of foil, and you can do something like this. Let me grab a piece of paper. So, and it just gives you a gold foil wreath. I think like gemstones and things would be pretty in this, and then maybe like a stenciled background of some sort that's soft and pretty to really make that stand out. But then it doesn't go to waste, which I think is amazing. And the same goes for like the butterflies. So there's this, I know there is the stamp because I have the stamp set for this, the stencil, the die, and now they have the foil plate for that too. Wherever that went, let me grab it. I was going to show you. Oh yeah. So here is the foil plate for the big. They also have the smaller butterflies. I don't have that one yet. I keep missing it. I keep trying to get it. But I foiled it, and I foiled it. I think this one was in copper. Yeah. And then I took that solid piece and I foiled solid butterflies. And I think like the solid butterflies look pretty, like against something like even like this. You could do like a sentiment or whatever. And this is also foiled. So this is a beautiful foil background that I've had. This is probably one of their first foil plates. But there's a stencil, there's like a stamp, there's all of the things. And then you can foil an entire background. And I would probably die cut this into a circle or trim it down, or maybe even just cut it at a diagonal or in half and put a sentiment up here. You could even do something like adding, imagine like some little gold letters along. There's just so much you can do, and you're getting double every time you foil, and you can foil in all kinds of colors. So let's do some more examples. I'm going to show you probably my favorite thing, my favorite plate besides the alphabet. So those are just a few samples that I made, but my favorite is going to be the diagonal stripe background. Let's see. Rebecca says, yes, the small butterflies keep going out of stock so fast. Yes. And Debbie says she loves the Pinkfresh inks. Me too. Paula wants to know if I use the Pinkfresh inks. I absolutely do, and I highly recommend them. They are phenomenal. I have done this in the red, and it is super pretty. I thought we would do a different color of foil since we did the red for this today. I thought we would do a diagonal stripe, so it looks awesome as candy cane for Christmas. That's kind of goes without saying. But I thought, wouldn't it be cool in rainbow? So we're going to do a rainbow background here. And yes, you're going to get 2 backgrounds out of 1. So for me, this just, I don't know, this is brilliant. And one of the best things to come on the market as far as extending the life of your foil and just not having so much waste. So again, foil plate on the platform. Oh, that's hot already. Our rainbow foil, my cardstock, knocking some stuff over. And then our sandwich, and we're going to go ahead and turn that on so we can run it through. I'm going to get that ready to go. And we're going to create 2 backgrounds at once. Princess Unicorn Kitty says she loves her Cuttlebug because it's foldable and so nice to store. I had a Cuttlebug years ago. Mine did die. I haven't had one in a really long time. Spellbinders folds up too, and that's one of the things I love about it. Brandon says he has a big order of Spellbinders plates coming today. Yes. It's always good to have. Oh, good. First time here all the way from Malaysia. That's awesome. All right, let me see. I know I'm probably missing some stuff. At the end, if I miss something, please ask again kind of when we wrap up. Let's see. DK Sherby, I'm on the fence. Can you explain what the new plate does that makes the foiling better than without it? Are you talking about the solid plate? This is just something you can do to get extra foils out of what you've already used. It's just to kind of eliminate some of that waste. Yep, you can foil with dies, but it does only give a thin line, which sometimes is what you want. I can show you if I grab something. Let me run this through real quick. I have used like thin frames because sometimes you do just want that thin little line of foil. All right. So now is the moment of truth. Rainbow. Oh my goodness. How beautiful is that? Hope the light is picking that up. There we go. So what I would do, and the reason I use a bigger piece of cardstock, is I would take a rectangle die, or you can do a circle die or something, and I would die cut this into the shape for your card. Or you can trim it with your paper trimmer as well, but I find my results are so much better if I just start with a big piece of cardstock. All right. Now, to not waste that piece that we just peeled off, because normally we would have just thrown this away. I'm going to move that over there. We're going to put our solid plate down. And this diagonal die is not brand new. This was from the earlier this month, their Christmas release. But I think diagonals are good anytime. It just creates a beautiful background. So there's that. We're going to put a little paper. Let's start that heating up. Let me see. Oh, good. Diane says she just received the Gemini foil press and is learning how to use it. That's so awesome. Oh, Jennifer says she's going to get the the Spellbinders foil system and plates this weekend and can't wait to play. That sounds so fun. Does anyone have plans for World Card Making Day, which is tomorrow? Let's see. Fiona says, good night and off to bed. You're very welcome. Thanks for joining us. What is the stamp or stencil green wreath for this? Okay, this is called Thrill of Hope. It's a stencil set from Pinkfresh Studio. This is Thrill of Hope. And then the greeting here is the Thrill of Hope stamp set. So this is a stencil set, and that is a stamp. And then, of course, this is the Ina's alphabet. This is a gorgeous stencil set. All right, let me go run that through real quick. Maureen says she wants it all. That's funny. That's probably old. I see my chat just completely stopped. Deneen says she hopes she has time to craft tomorrow. That's awesome. Yes, thank you for joining and thanks for being part of the Replay Crafty crew. I know some of you've got to go to work. Brenna, I can't say if a metal shim will work in place of the solid die. All right, moment of truth. Now I go slow because if I need to, I can refoil, but I don't think I'm gonna have to. Oh my goodness. I haven't tried the rainbow, so I'm getting to see it the first time as you guys. How awesome is that? So you can see, you just get the reverse, but there is 2 rainbow backgrounds. And I kind of went off the top here, but I would cut this down anyway. I love it. So it just really makes there'd be no waste. I love that there's no waste. Let me see. Angie's Paper Passion. Can you use the Spellbinders with a Vagabond? I think so. You guys, on the Spellbinders website, well, you know what? Hold on. I will tell you. I'll find it. Because I meant to look at... I've looked it up before, but I forget. Oh, and I typed the wrong thing. Here we go. All right. Hold on. It's coming up slowly but surely. All right. It is compatible with, obviously, Spellbinders Platinum, Platinum 6. Deep Sea Die Cutting and Embossing Machine, Sizzix Big Shot, Sizzix Big Kick, Sizzix Big Shot Plus, Sizzix Big Shot Express, the Vagabond, yay! So yes, We Are Memory Keepers Evolution, Fun Stampers Journey Amaze, some of these I don't even know what they are, and the Craftwell E-Bosser. Other machines may be compatible, but it must have at least a 6-inch wide platform and cut steel rule dies in order to work with the Glimmer. Cuttlebug is not compatible. So I hope that answers some of your questions. Let's see. Sandy says, when you cut, does the foil start to lift or is the bond secure? The bond is secure. Completely secure. Yep. It's good. It's not going to lift up. Now, so it's going to be secure where the foil plate is. Okay, this overfoil here, which it is pretty secure. And if you're not careful, I'm going to show you something. So let's pretend that we're keeping this whole sheet or something and we have some overfoil. If you have a sand eraser, you can remove this. It may take a little effort, but you can remove it. But because you can remove this, you could also remove this and ruin your background. So be really careful when erasing. Also, if you have, let me find it. Maybe. Oh, what is that? Where did that thing go? There's another tool that erases. Oh, here it is. This little machine here, which is battery operated, you can also sometimes erase with this. This is not something I would normally erase because I'm going to cut it off. But if you do get over foil, sometimes you can get this off. But I usually just use an eraser. And I'm pretty aggressive with it, and it'll come off. All right, let me see. The foil, yes, this foil is different than deco foil that you use with a laminator. So deco foil is not going to work. Yep. Let's see. Okay, and then Lynn says that the Impress will not work. It doesn't cut steel rule dies, which is good to know. Sharon has a question. Oh, maybe she's asking somebody else about tags, but I'm probably not going to do tags today. Let's see. Yeah. If you guys know anything about the Impress, I honestly know nothing at all about the Impress. Yep, Mink foil will not work. I have tried that once and it does not work. Thank you, Lynn. Let's see. Leanne made it to the live. Yay! Yep, Wendy has a great suggestion. She uses a dedicated Nuvo brush to do a quick dust off of her plate and foil prior to foiling. Smoother results. That's awesome. Let me see. Myra says that she plans on trying it. Definitely try. Just try on something before you kind of on a project that's going to be, you know, a finished kind of thing. Definitely give it a try on something you don't care about, on a scrap piece of paper, and try a few things. And don't be afraid of wasting a little bit of foil. So I know I've shown only Pinkfresh up until this point. This was from the Stamptember release. This is the mini slimline falling dots. I thought we would try it. I have not tried this one yet, but I thought we would try it and do foil the dots and then foil the background just for fun. So I picked a different color of foil. I like to try some different things and just see what's going to work. Let's see. Paula says, are you still planning to give away Stamptember supplies? I'm giving away my Stamptember exclusives, and yes, I'm working on getting that blog post ready. It's going to take a minute, and I needed to wait till Stamptember was over. But it will be coming soon, and I will let you know before I do that. Cassie wants to know if you can use the foil quill foils from We Are Memory Keepers hot foil pen, and I don't know. I don't know anything about that product. I'm sorry. Oh, thank you, Anya. Let's see. Okay, the Impress is Anna Griffin's brand die machine. I did not know that. Okay, so this is probably ready to go. I'm reading comments. I probably should be foiling. Thank you guys for anyone who's helping answer some questions and things, especially for things that I don't know. I kind of usually stick with what works for me, and this is what Spellbinders was what I started with and what I felt comfortable with, so that's kind of where I've stayed. This color of foil is Moon Dust, and I love it. So we're just, in fact, that's way too big. I think let's cut that down just a little bit to save our foil and reduce a little over foil too. All right, there, that's better. So there is that. And we're going to see if this will work. Now this is a pretty big piece of foil, so I will save that. And I generally, because I could do sentiment strips or something with that. There's quite a few small ones, especially from Spellbinders. Oh my goodness. So I usually just kind of roll it up around the roll and pop it right in there. And that's how I always save it, so that I have all those little extra pieces. Messy Missy Create says her Ready Light still hasn't come on yet. Has it heated up for a long time? This will time out. If you have left it on for too long, it's not going to stay hot. It will time out. Turn it off and let it sit for a few minutes and turn it back on. Because I have done that before, where I kind of forget that I was going to foil and I've left it on. And I think it's a safety feature. Oh, Angie says she just ordered moon dust. Oh, that's exciting. It's so good. Oh, and it just peeled right off. Oh, look at that background, you guys. How fun is that? I would take the mini slimline dies from Simon and die cut that so it's perfect. In fact, I probably will, and I'll create some sort of card. But I love that falling snow. That's fun. Okay, but we're left with this awesome, oh, this one kind of stuck, background. We're just going to peel it careful. And I'm going to carefully move this. There is a tool to move it without burning yourself, but I forgot to get it out. So I hardly ever use it. I like to live on the edge, I guess. Okay, so then we're just going to take, and it is going to be slightly longer than this plate, but that's okay. Because I would likely put a snowy border on this anyway, so I'm going to foil, I think, more of this top part. We're just going to grab another piece of cardstock, and let's heat this one up and see if the reverse works. Kelly says she just received the set of foils with Aura, Prism, Moondust, and Purple. That's one of my favorite sets. I love that one. Yep, Laura says this would be great with blue paper using white foil for sure. White foil and me have a love-hate relationship, and I was afraid to use it live. Tina, can you hold up the butterfly, please? She's late and missed it, of course. In fact, if you guys want, I'm happy to foil the butterfly too. I know I didn't do that one live, so I could for sure foil the butterfly. Tell me if you want me to foil the butterfly. Sue, do you cut the cardstock smaller than what I'm doing here? Yes. I just start with a bigger piece of cardstock because it gives you wiggle room. I can't tell you how many times I started with an A2 size of cardstock and it moved. I will tape it in place, and I have, and I've done that in videos. If you may have seen some of those, but I generally start with a bigger piece of cardstock. Leanne says, hi, Odin. I will show him later. He's laying on the ground chewing on a bone, right? A Nyla bone right now. Yep, butterflies, yes. Sue, which one is a Pinkfresh die? Everything is Pinkfresh except for the snow. This is the Simon Says Stamp hot foil plate. They just started with some hot foil plates here in the last couple of releases. And so I thought I would show something else. And obviously Spellbinders has lots of hot foil plates. They have some amazing frames. The frames are the things I probably use the most. And they have great sentiment strips. Spellbinders does. Yes, for butterflies. Okay, we will for sure do that next. All right, so again, because this is the solid one, I'm going to go slow just in case it didn't. I really want it to not foil good so I can show you guys how how I fixed it. Maybe it will with the butterflies. But I kind of love this. That's awesome. So again, I would for sure take the mini slimline die or my paper trimmer and cut that down. But isn't that a fun snowy background? Both of these would be amazing. So I totally plan on finishing cards with all of these, and I'll share them on social. But I really just wanted to show options today for foiling and hopefully answer most of your questions, at least about this machine. But I love that there's hardly any waste, and you get more than one from every piece of foil. I just was throwing so much away. I think this is brilliant. Let's see. Oh, good. Messy Missy Creates. She said that was the problem. Okay, I'm going to just reiterate that. If you leave this on too long and you don't foil anything, it will just, the safety feature makes it shut off. It won't shut down all the way, so turn it off, let it sit for a minute or two, and then turn it back on, and your ready lights should come back on. All right, butterflies next. And I did these, I think, in copper. I'll just do them in. So here's what the copper looks like. Here is gold. You know what would be fun? I'm going to grab a different foil. I think, what do you guys think? The solid butterfly in that might be really cool. This is the speckled aura. I think we're going to just go rogue from what I was planning. I am using Hammer Mill cardstock. Yes, thank you. Yep. Is it Inderjeet K? Yes, I am using Hammer Mill today. I am a convert for sure. Hammer Mill is the way to go. All right, let me find my butterfly plate. I have all of this stuff stacked around me. I will mention I'm going to be doing a special live tomorrow for World Card Making Day. If you want to join me, I think if all goes well, I'm telling you guys first because I'm getting ready to post it all here in a minute. We're going to be doing the Lawn Fawn little flippy flappy interactive card design tomorrow. So I'm excited to try that out. Let me make sure. I've cut this too small at times, so I always like to err on the side of cutting it bigger. And we're just going to pop that there. I'm going to grab this. And I think this will look great. So just like with the red when we did the Ina's alphabet, it's going to leave us a gold border for the butterfly because this is a pretty thin outline. So I think it'll still look good because then you can stencil it or whatever you want to do. But for the solid, I think it'll look really fun. I'm kind of curious to see how it compares to that. So let's get that ready. Let's move that out of the way. Oh, good, Carrie. I'm glad you're finding it informative. I just know a lot of times I think I've sped through this in regular videos, and so I thought today it might be fun to just, you know, take our time and play with some foil. Let me see. Inderjeet K, that's so funny. Thank you. Let's see. Paula says, we are living on the edge. Go rogue. Yes. Oh, Messy Missy Creates says all of that and I glimmered my plate. Hey, we match. I can't tell you how many times I've done that. I forgot to get my plate out. Oh no. I'm trying to remember which plate. It's a Spellbinders plate. And no, it isn't. I think it was a My Favorite Things. My Favorite Things also has a few Glimmer plates. Oh, I may not have it anymore. I was going to pull it out and show you that I actually foiled the plate. So I think what you're saying is you foiled this. I have put my foil upside down and foiled this before. It doesn't hurt anything. I mean, and then I find it funny. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness, you guys. I love this foil. Look at the butterflies. So stenciled, I think they look even more amazing. And I'm just going to show you the comparison because I used a solid foil for the outline here. So fun. But the real magic, I think, is going to be the solid, which is why we did this piece. And we're going to put that there. And then let's make sure that the pretty side goes next to your foil plate when doing this. I know the tendency, it's so hard because you think the pretty side is going to be the one that foils, and it is not. It's that dull silverish side. I'm excited to see what these look like solid. Cassie, I will make sure and put the link when the live is over so that it's the right one. Oh, good. Diane says she's giving a hint of the one to look for. It's the one with the chameleon, she says. Explain steel rule dies. Steel rule dies are kind of like the old-fashioned dies. Guys, I don't even think I have any anymore. I think I got rid of all of them. But they're going to be your thicker dies that cut through a lot more different materials. All of these machines are designed to still cut them. I think Tim Holtz maybe still has some. Does Tim? Do you guys know? He used to have so many. But most die cut machines, I say most, but have the capability to die cut not only the thin frame dies that we use that match our stamps and stuff and the ones I'm using here today, but also the steel rule. Alexandra wants to know if there's the machine for the European sockets. Does it exist? It sure does. Go to Spellbinders. Simon says Stamp has it as well. I didn't include that link. I can add it afterwards if you would like, but Spellbinders does have the one with the European sockets, which I think is so, so good. It's the little things in card making, says she's here but quietly watching. I love that. I'm so glad you're here. Okay, we're going to see how this turned out. Oh, and Inderjeet says she just got hers from Spellbinders, so yes. Awesome. That is a fantastic option. I am going to go slow because I have noticed that this die sometimes needs to be run through twice, but yeah, okay, so there is a little bit of a lighter... Yep, there you can see it. See how it didn't foil super good right there? The reason I peel it off slow is because if you go back and just smooth it back out, this is what I wanted to show earlier. I like to just kind of smooth it back. Let's make sure it's on there. And we're just going to heat it up and I'm going to run it through again. And generally that will fix any little light areas. So that's my little tip for the day, something I found that works really good. Yep, the Gemini does not cut steel dies, and the Impress doesn't either. Obviously, if you're saying it only cuts intricate, which the Gemini really does too. That's kind of more of their thing. I don't know that there's as many steel dies as there used to be. Like I said, I don't own any anymore. So I used to have so many. Let me see. Rochelle says, can you use the foil on glassware too? I don't think that this foil is for glassware, and I don't know what the process is. Let me see. Barbara wants to know, can you use a magnet to pick up your hot plate? Yes, and I'm going to show you. The machine comes with it. I just didn't get it out. Let me find it. That's my fault. Of course, I say I'll find it, but maybe. It comes with extra tools. And there's even a little handle now. Well, I can't even find it. Okay, so never mind. I may have lost it, but it is a little magnetic tool that picks that up. Let me run this through one more time. It is hot, but I've never burned myself. So, of course, my kids always say that I make the kitchen like dishwater too hot, so maybe I'm just immune to it. All right, we're just going to peel that away now. Oh, I messed up. Wonder what that's from. Dang it, you guys. It's live. So something obviously was right there in that shape. I have no idea what. I'm going to do it again. So this is real life. It happens, unfortunately. I am going to pull this off and, whoops, I'm going to make sure that there is, yeah, there's something on my foil plate. I'm just going to use a little water because I think I might have got something on here. I have no idea what. But your foil will pick up any little thing like that. So I'm just going to clean it. And we'll refoil. The joy of being live and not being able to edit out when I make mistakes. But this just shows you that it happens. All of the time it can happen. And I got, this is a brand new roll, so we got lots. We'll just do it again. And I prepped lots of paper for today, so we had plenty to foil. Yep, Lisa says that Tim still does them. I thought so because they die cut. So the great thing about steel rule dies, where our regular like thin frame dies cut paper really well, they are not going to cut through things like chipboard or the product that Tim has. It's not called that. Why am I just brain dead today? But it will die cut through a lot thicker things. You'll have an easier time cutting through felt. I know I cut through felt with my regular dies, but steel rule dies just cut through it like butter. So if you want to cut fabric, felt, other mediums other than paper, steel rule dies are the way to go. Barbara Hill, can you use that messed up sheet for anything? I probably won't. I'll throw it away. Messy Missy Create says that helps to see it messed up. Yep. Oh no, don't throw it out the window. It definitely takes some work. I can maybe still use it. I could probably still use the small one. Oh no, I went off the edge. You could always cut it in half if you wanted to. I probably won't. I'm being honest. I don't usually save that kind of stuff. Yeah, there is a sticker that holds the roll closed when you first get it. Laura R is asking. I don't put stickers on that. Grunge board. Thank you, Debbie. Oh, I could not remember grunge board. Thank you. I should have remembered grunge. Yes, thank you. And the steel rule dies cut that. Yep. Let me see. Thank you. Yes, I forgot. And you guys are reminding me. Thank you. Please remember to hit the like and subscribe. I so appreciate it. We're going to try this again. Yep, Sue says there is an updated magnetic tool, and I keep meaning to get it, and I keep forgetting. Okay, so I'm going to have all the butterflies, outline butterflies, to create with. So there should be lots of butterfly cards coming in the future. All right, we're going to move that guy, and then we're going to try this again. I do think I want to make sure both of these get on here. All right. Let's go ahead. Does anyone want to see maybe foiling a stencil or using the stencil foiling? Yeah, I am foiling. Duh. Do you want to see stenciling the foiled image just to see how the foil kind of resists the ink? If you want, I can do a quick little foiling of that too. Oh, thank you. Thanks, Heidi, for reminding everyone to thumbs up. Myra says the kids are off to school now. She can focus. That's awesome. Rochelle, I am going to do a craft room video. It should be later this month. I'm just waiting on a couple little things. Kind of just behind the scenes stuff. But yes, that is coming. Let me see. Yep, we should do some stenciling. I think the stenciling is the last thing. Tell me what you want me to stencil, because I foiled the butterflies already, so I could do that. Or if you want, I can foil the daisy wreath and we can do that one. So kind of give me an idea what you want to do, what you want me to stencil. Sue, is that 8.5 by 11 paper you're using? Yes, I just cut all of it down so that I was ready today. But it does start off as 8.5 by 11. Myra, the paper, I believe, is 110-pound weight. Oops, I need to hit the go button. Let's see. Ender GK, can I see the black card you have on your desk? Is it this? Oh my gosh. There we go. This is another background. I'll show you guys that one. I'm waiting for that to heat up. Maybe. Where's the... So there is a stamp that you can see. Oh, there it is. So this background has the foil plate. It also has a stamp, but I use the foil plate and then it has stencils. So obviously this was the reverse, but here is the first one. So that's a foiled, yeah, there we go. There you can see it's like a copper foiling. Actually, this might be espresso bean, a brown foiling. Yes, it looks black. Black is awesome. I'm going to show you the black because I foiled some black letters. I'll show you black foiling. So these are the Ina's alphabet in black foil. In fact, oh, I still have my birthday card here. Let me show you on that because that's better than... So those are the black foiled letters against a holographic embossed background. But those are those same letters that we did in red during this video. Aren't those fun? And they look awesome in black. And then of course you have the black outline that you can stencil. So much fun. All right. Let's hope that we foil it better this time. And did we decide that we're going to do the daisy wreath butterflies? Oh my goodness. CC Main, I hope I said that right. Did you just get started? No, we've been going for about an hour. Oh, so much better this time. Ta-da! So I think these are going to be beautiful. And I think they look so much better when die cut. I really wish that I'd stop losing everything. I mean, oh, there it is. Let's go ahead and die cut the butterflies because I think they are so much more impressive. And then I need to know, I probably should have done a poll, which that's what we're going to do because that makes it easier for me to see. Let me create a poll and you guys can tell me what we're going to stencil. How about that? Because it's easier than going back through all the comments. Daisy, Wreath, and I will do whatever you guys want. And while you guys are answering, I will die cut this. I hope that did the poll go up there? It did. Daisy Wreath is winning out already. I'll give it a minute. All right. But I'm anxious to see how these butterflies look die cut. I think they're going to be really pretty. There's so many cool decorative foils from Spellbinders. All right, I'm going to just die cut this. And then we'll check on the poll, and then we'll see if we need to foil some more stuff. Oh my goodness. Daisy Wreath is winning out, so it looks like that's what it's going to be. But oh my gosh, you guys, look how pretty that butterfly is. I love this. So cool. Okay, so there's obviously that one. And then look at our little half butterfly. You could even like have it, I don't know. I just think they're so cool. So just fun with foil. Have fun with it. It is definitely something that takes maybe a little bit of practice, but hopefully I've made it a little less scary. I mean, you've watched me mess up, so it happens. It happens all the time. In fact, when I prepped all these this week, I had a big blunder then too. So let me find our date. I guess I haven't foiled this guy yet. Let me grab some gold foil. Okay, so my tip for if you're going to foil, gosh, why do I keep saying that? We're foiling. Come on, Nicole. If you're going to stencil, don't die cut. And oh, that's way too big. Don't die cut until after you've stenciled because you're going to have a much easier time lining up those stencils while it's still on the full sheet of cardstock. All right, let's foil our last piece for today. Okay, when you ink blend over the foiling, does the foil come up? No, it doesn't, Paula. I am using Hammer Mill, yes. Oh, have a good day, Deneen. Let me see. Oh, you're welcome, Sharon Johnson Art. Let me see. I see some of these are old. My chat stopped. That is always so fun. Paula says you could die cut hearts or confetti out of the leftovers. That is totally true and a fantastic idea. Hearts for everything. I think stars would be cute too on like birthday cards. That's a great idea. Thank you, Paula. Oh, good. Trudy says that she's had her machine for a year and she's anxious to use the Ina alphabet. It is so good. Oh, Leanna, thank you so much. I'm so glad you were able to join us for a while. Yes, Kelly and Paula, you're absolutely right. Use those little scraps to die cut. That's a fantastic idea, and I'm going to do that. That's a great, great idea. I'm glad you guys suggested that. All right, let's go ahead and get our daisy wreath. I'm not going to go ahead and show the solid foil of this one just to save time since we're going to stencil the outline. Look at that magic. I totally went and bought this daisy wreath because when it came out, because I love the stencils and die for this so much. I love it. But I am going to save it. I'll foil this later off camera. Let's go ahead and move this guy out of the way. So here we want to keep this on our cardstock for now. Let me just tidy up a tiny bit. So here's what it'll look like when you foil the other piece. And I will do something with that and share it. Let me grab my inks because I did keep them out. And my stencil. Let me find it. This is a, I want to say 5-piece stencil, if I'm not mistaken, but we don't need this piece. This stencil piece is going to stencil the outline, and obviously if you foil it, you don't need that. So go ahead and set that one aside, and it's going to be 4 stencils. And then what colors did I use, guys? Let me grab them. Alrighty. And I'm using all Pinkfresh Studio inks. I'm just going to copy what I did since I already have these out and I liked it. I thought it was kind of pretty. So kind of all pinks and peaches and yellows with minty green leaves. The great thing, if you have not used Pinkfresh Studio stencils before, you may not know this. If you have, then you do. They are numbered, which is so awesome. So, I don't know. Yep, stencil 1 is the leaves. So what I do, this is not A2 size. They do have the little corner marks. So if you were using an A2 sized panel, it's easy to line up, but that way, but it's easy to line up like this too, I think. And I just kind of tilt until it looks like I've got them all lined up. Yep. And then we're going to go ahead and use, there's only one stencil. I'm going to double check. Yes. One stencil for the leaves, but I am going to use 2 colors. So we're going to start with Mint, and I'm using the small Simon Says Stamp blending brushes, and we're just going to give a nice even coating to all the leaves, and you can see already the foil resists that ink. It does not lift up the foil at all. You can even be pretty aggressive. I don't really want to with this color because I want it to be pretty light, but I have before and it is going to be fine. And then we're going to keep our stencil in place and grab Meadow. And I'm just going to pick up a little bit of the Meadow and just add a little bit to some of the leaves. So just kind of going in a little areas. We're not going to completely cover, just a little bit. And we're going to pop that up. And it does even out as the ink dries because it will look just like this. Next, we're going to take stencil 2. Now you could easily stencil everything in the same color if you wanted to. With little blending brushes though, it is so easy to just do each like different flower in different colors, which is what I'm going to do. So I'm going to go first with Coral Reef for our biggest flower. And I usually tap a little of that ink off first. And we're just going to do that for both of these bigger flowers. Molly says that she has this stencil, but she might have to get the foil plate if she ends up getting the machine. Yes, I had to. And I'm so glad. I love, love, love it. All right. Peach Fuzz is going to be our light peach color. Just going to tap a little off. I usually just tap it off on my stencils and then I wipe it off later. You can also, I probably won't here, but if you need to, sometimes I just pick that ink up and reapply it other places as needed. And with our number 2 stencil still, we're going to grab Lemon Whip. And go ahead and do our last 3 flowers. So that is the base of our flowers and they're looking pretty. Next, let's just keep the yellow out. This is stencil 3, yes. And we're going to, again, line that up. You can see that it really does line up pretty easily. Because I know I did not foil this straight whatsoever. We're going to take Marigold as our darker yellow color, and we're going to do the same thing that we did for the last stencil, where we're going to just do 3 different colors of ink for each individual flower. Oh, I still need Marigold. Let's leave that out. We're going to do Passion Fruit for the red. And I'm using a little bit heavier hand here as well. And then we're going to do Apricot for the orange. Not that one. And there is our layering. And it will smooth out as that dries. It absorbs into the cardstock a little bit, and it's a little bit lighter. Then our last stencil for this set is stencil 4, because we're not using 5, because that would be the outline for this one particular design if you're not using a foil plate. And we're just going to go back with Marigold. I may not even need any more ink. I don't. And color in those centers. And that is it. Quick, easy coloring. So pretty. Oh, good. I'm glad you guys like it. So now you get the best of stenciling and foiling in one little image. I just love how the foiled flowers look. Isn't that pretty? Let's die cut it so you can see how awesome it looks. And then we'll wrap up. One thing this really reminds me too, I want to mention, if you're taping down your die for any foiled image, try not to have your tape touch the foil because it can lift the foil and dull it. That is, Lisa says that it doesn't look much different than a stamped one. That's true. You can get a similar look with stamping and embossing. Foiling just kind of gives you that. Foiling gives you a little bit different look than an embossed outline. So really pretty. I even think it would be pretty with like, you could do like little gold foiled initial or something in the center. I think that would be pretty too. So lots and lots of ways. Anna says, what's the name of that floral set? Daisy Wreath. Patricia says, I love this set, but I don't have a Glimmer and it doesn't have a matching stamp. It doesn't have a matching stamp. And I have used this. I actually used it when it first came out, and I have a video. It doesn't require a stamp because it has the outline for the wreath and the detail. And I personally love it without the stamp. So I think that's why there isn't one for that. So here's kind of all of the pretty things we at least talked about or made today, as well as some more over here. Lots of awesomeness. Alrighty, let me see. You're welcome, Linda. I am going to switch my camera. Oh, thank you, Tina. That is so nice of you. All right, if you guys had any questions that I missed while I was foiling and stuff, please ask now in case I missed something you really want to know. DK Sherby says, it's good to, or great to have the bloopers to learn from. It's true. For sure. Let me see. It is a good machine. I really do like it. I know it's an investment, so it's definitely would have to be something that you're interested in doing, but there's so many foiling products now, and I see so many companies. Like I said, My Favorite Things has some foil plates. Simon Says Stamp is coming out with foil plates. Pinkfresh is obviously starting to incorporate a lot more foil plates into their collection, and Spellbinders always has really good ones. I love that. DK Sherby says this is like the pretty shoes you try on and don't buy, but then you go back and get them. Yes, for sure. And I'm being upfront with you. I mean, I've been foiling for several years and I do really love it now. But when I first got the machine, I was like, will I ever really use this? And I find myself using it all of the time. But it did take me a while. I'm a little slow on the jumping into new things, so it took me a little bit to get into it. What paper did you use prior to Hammermill? Tricky to get in the Netherlands. I've used Nina, and I used all colored cardstock. I've used Lawn Fawn, Spellbinders, Simon Says Stamp, Hero Arts. I foiled all of those cardstocks, and I will still do it, especially if you want to foil on colorful cardstock. You're going to have to, because I don't think Hammermill has colored cardstock, at least that I know of. And I say go for it. I still like foiling on colored cardstock, so try anything. Kelly says 2022 is going to be the year of the foil. I love that. There's some, Sue says Hobby Lobby has the Glimmer machine for $75. That is a fantastic deal. Thank you for sharing, Sue. Let me see. Jessica asks if Hammermill is good for watercoloring, and I don't know. I literally have had it for about a week, maybe a week and a half, and I have not tried it for anything other than foiling, so I cannot tell you. Let me see. Did you use a Mink before Glimmer? I do have a Mink, but it works differently. A Mink is more like a laminator. So it's going to foil like toner printed things. So it works, and I still have it, and I still use it. It just is different than the heat foiling with the foil plates. Let me see if I have anything else. Tina wants to know if Hammermill is good for Copics. You guys, I don't know. I honestly haven't tried it for anything other than foiling. Disregard. I'm a little, the chat's slow. That's funny. Let's see. Oh, Linda says she's had her Glimmer machine for many months and hasn't been out of the box, and that's about to change. Yay! I'm so excited. I really am excited. Okay, DK Sherby says that Hammermill is not good for watercolor, but if you're quick with the blending, the markers work okay. But Copics, I'm sure that you met Copics, right, are awesome. I hope that's right. That is so good to know. Thank you. I know some of you probably have tried it. I was slow. I was like, how good can it really be? I've heard them say that for a while, that it's good for foiling. And I'm like, oh, I'm good. I'm good. And then I was with my friends and they were like, no, it's really, you really need it. And they're right. It does foil beautifully. Brenna, are you asking which machine I like most? I like the Spellbinders machine. I rarely use the Mink, and I will tell you, this is nothing against the Mink at all. My first one broke when I'd used it 3 times. And I contacted the company, and they did send me a new one, and I've had trouble with it as well. I make it work because I foil sentiment strips and stuff with it, but I've had trouble with both machines I've had. And so I don't know. The Spellbinders machine I really, really love. It does something completely different. So they don't really compare for me, but I use the Spellbinders machine most of the time. So that's my honest review. Oh, good. Hilda says that she's been intimidated to use it, but now it's coming out. How do you foil with regular dies? Okay, that I'm not going to do it today because I've already turned off my machine and it'll take a minute to warm up and stuff, and I don't have anything out. I will try to do like a YouTube short video, real-time video, not a super sped up. It'll be real time, and I will do a video for that. I will make a little note right now because I have shared it, but it's probably been in a video that has lots of other, I know it's been in a video that has lots of other stuff. Let me write it down. Foiling. And I will try to have that up next week. Let me see. Oh yeah, Missy creates, can you use something other than the Mink for foiling sentiment strips? Any laminator. I'm probably going to replace mine with a different laminator. I make mine work and it does work good, but my carrier sheets get stuck and get crinkled up if I am not watching it like a hawk, making sure they're feeding through correctly. And I'm sure there's just something wrong with my machine. It's probably just bad luck on my part because I have not heard that from anyone else. It's probably just, I don't know, something that happened here. Is Alberto here and I didn't see? Hello? I've missed so much, so I'm not surprised. Let me see. Oh, good. Jackie Cruz says she just took her Glimmer press out of the box this week and used it for the first time, even though she's had it for 6 months or so. That's awesome. Let me see. Oh, good. Vicky says she's getting Hammer Mill Monday and excited to try. I'm excited for you to try it. Yeah, everybody's saying no coupons at Hobby Lobby. Is that the biggest bummer ever? I was so sad. I was like, really? I haven't been to Hobby Lobby in a hot minute, so, but man, it's a big boo. I hate that they took away the coupon. I love the coupon. Oh, there I see you. Hi, Alberto. Okay, if there are no more questions, I'm probably going to let you guys go and enjoy the rest of your weekend. I'm planning my live for 11 a.m. Central tomorrow for World Card Making Day. In case that changes, my son has to do something for football in the morning. I'm hoping not, and we're coordinating right now, but plan on that for right now. I will definitely post on my community page, and I will be posting like a preview for that later today on my Instagram and other socials, so check that out. I'm going to double check my chat just one more time to see if there's any other questions. It doesn't look like there are. Yes. Oh, Barbara says one lady uses a laminator machine to put a strip of cardstock to get it to go through. Oh, that's a good idea. Okay. I think that is it for today. Thank you guys. Thank you for joining me. Stay tuned. I will be making cards with all of these foiled things and be posting them probably over the next week or so. I hope this has inspired you to maybe try foiling if you haven't already. Have a fantastic rest of your Friday. Much love to, how do you do that heart like that? Yeah. Much love to all of you, to our replay crew, crafty crew who joins us later. Thank you guys so much. I appreciate you all. I do want to give a super huge thank you for everyone who joined me for Stamptember, who participated in the premieres, who was encouraging, kind, left me nice comments, and was just excited. I appreciate it more than you can know. I have slowly been starting to work my way through all of your comments. I got really far behind just with the craziness of the month. I usually try to stay up with that over on YouTube, especially, and I got really far behind. So I'm trying to work my way back through there. I so much appreciate all of you, and thank you. This is a fantastic community, and I think I have such a good community here, and I love you all. So have a fantastic day, and we will see you soon. Bye. The supplies used in today's video are listed and linked below the video here on YouTube. Here is another project that you might be interested in. Please remember to like and subscribe and hit that notification bell to never miss a new live video. Thank you so much for joining me today, and we'll catch you next time.